Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party caucus in the House of Representatives has adopted all decisions made by the party's committees and organs, including those from Zamfara and Lagos states, aimed at stabilizing the party ahead of the 2027 general election. Speaking after an emergency meeting in Abuja, caucus leader Honorable Fred Agbedi emphasizes their commitment to supporting party unity, peace, and strength to secure victory in the upcoming elections. He dismisses reports of lingering crisis, stating that the caucus fully backs the party's resolutions and is ready to work closely with party leadership to ensure lasting peace and progress. Olagbedi also called on party members to set aside differences and unite for the party's revival and Nigeria's political stability.
Right, for more on the 102nd National Executive Committee meeting of the People's Democratic Party, we are now joined by Senator Abba Moro. He's the Senate Minority Leader, joining us tonight on Newsnight. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, congratulations would actually be very much in order. From all indication, based on the optics and the decisions reached so far, I mean, one could conclude that it was a successful neck. But now that, you know, the party has zoned the presidential position and other key positions to the south, what next? Is this the beginning of reconciliatory moves by the party? Is the worst over for the PDP? What next, really, after the zoning?
Exactly like you put it, is the beginning of stability and peace in the PDP. This has been the most sought after strategy for the PDP because, as you're well aware, we've been in some crisis, one crisis or the other, individual differences and differences between groups. But as it's always been, the PDP, like I've always insisted, has ready-made mechanisms that will sort out most of the differences, if not all, when the need arises. And coming at a time when we're preparing for our national convention and then, of course, a general election in 2027, I think it's a good beginning for the PDP.
Okay, a good beginning, but this resolution, particularly to zone to the south, does seem like a return to the formula which Minister Wike and the then G5 pushed for. So will you admit that this is essentially the PDP admitting it got it wrong in 2022 leading to the 2023 elections? Is this an admittance that Minister Wike is truly vindicated and the G5?
Well, you can say that again, but for some of us, it's not a surprise because Abba in issue, some of us had advocated a southern presidency. And that is against the backdrop of the fact that President Muhammad Buhari had spent 8 years and he comes from the north. And so we advocated for a shift in the belief of some equity and justice if we have to maintain and sustain our fragile diversity and all that. But of course, in the run-up to the 2023 elections, I had occasion to say here, and I want to reiterate it once more, we were grappling with all sorts of ideas in the PDP. How do we wrest power from the APC? How do we go about it? And the preponderance of opinion was that we should put our best foot forward, no matter where the person comes from. And that is how we came about nominating Atiku Abubakar as our candidate in the belief that he was the best foot and that he was going to be able to get us victory. But unfortunately, like I said here before, again, and I want to say it here again, it backfired.
Right.
And so, coming from the truths of that misadventure, it becomes a matter of wisdom for you now to walk back your ways and see what best you can do. If 8 years had been spent in the north with the president, and then we'll spend 4 years here, of course, let us try another 4 years in the south and put our best foot forward in the south in the belief that coming all from the south, all the major political parties picking their candidate from the North now becomes the battleground for all political parties. And so I think that if that is a vindication, it is, because quite frankly, Mwike had advocated from the beginning a Southern presidency.
Right. I mean, just like he said, he's been vindicated. Now that you say that it should go to the South and it is only the right thing to do, do you have a strong enough person, candidate, interested parties, who can actually go head-to-head with a Tinubu that can give him a run for his money, that can truly challenge him and even wrest power from him come 2027? Do you have that candidate on ground now?
I hope,
how thoroughly has the PDP thought this through?
I hope our party men from the South will not hear this from you, because, I mean, you can imagine the whole southern zone of Nigeria with PDP as once the most dominant political party in Africa, that we cannot find a candidate that can be competitive and strong enough to wrest power from APC, I think is far from the truth. I can assure you that when the chips are down, when we do our soul searching in the South, we can produce a candidate from the South that can match APC.
I want to believe that before the PDP, I mean, apart from the fact that it's a popular decision to take, you know, it going south, how thoroughly did the PDP think this through to conclude that truly this is what Nigerians want? We have to do what, you know, what will reflect the popular opinion out there. How thoroughly?
I mean, if
you couldn't have decided to go south and then now decide to think who should be that candidate.
Well, it is a popular political saying that you don't zone into a vacuum. Right. But in this case, don't forget that we are in the opposition. We want to challenge a sitting government, and so definitely it is the responsibility of all party members, not necessarily party members from the South, but all party members, to do some serious soul searching and ensure that we locate that person, that missing link that will give us power in 2027.
Well, it does seem like you're keeping that close to your chest, not wanting to mention individuals in responding to Ngozi's question. But let me take you back to something you said. If I heard you correctly, are you saying the PDP is attempting a single 4-year term presidency from the South? Because if you have now decided to zone to the South for 2027, at a time when the North could claim, and rightly so, it is the turn in 2031, are you not setting yourself for another zoning trap as a party? Or are you admitting tonight on our platform that the PDP has agreed to do a 4-year single-term presidency from the South?
Well, a single term of 4 years is a political permutation. And like I said, in 2023, we chose somebody from the North against the run of currents, but believing that that will solve the problem. Again, we realized that we'd made some mistakes because we lost the election. Not necessarily because we picked somebody from the North, but at least it's a very, very vital reason to believe that that is why we lost the election. And so now, we're coming to terms with reality, you know. And so the reality on ground is that the popular opinion in Nigeria, across all the divides, is that the PDP made a mistake by picking a candidate from the North. Given
so you're simply admitting that that's what it is, single year, 4-term from the South, is what you're saying. Well, I just wanted to clarify that because you said that earlier.
You know, my sister, in politics, 2 + 2 is not 4.
Great. Okay, very quickly, because I wanted to ask you this question because I need that clarification out of the way. Many Nigerians expected beyond these major 2 resolutions that you had today that there was going to be the disciplinary committee report by Tommy Kimi. That didn't come. Why and how soon can we get that? Also, we had major stalwarts who were absent from your NEC meeting today, including Minister Nyesom Wike himself.
Well, you also realize that there are many stalwarts who had been absent from our NEC meeting before that have come back today.
And some of them defected.
Secondus, former chairman Secondus, for instance, was there today after participating seriously in ADC meetings.
But many Nigerians expected the disciplinary...
Tommy Kimi was also there, and all that.
But that's his report.
All these people are people who have not been very active in the activities of the party, but they have come back. The report of the disciplinary committee is not yet before the NEC. Its recommendations are also not available to NEC to take decisions on.
Okay.
And today, I can tell you that in the absence of the disciplinary committee reports, the PDP had set up reconciliatory committees, and they have been working behind the scene.
Okay, so quickly, what you're saying is the direction is reconciliatory and not necessarily to discipline any...
Yeah, if reconciliation can give us peace, why discipline?
Okay. All right. Senator Abba Moro is the minority leader, Benue South. Thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight. We can only wish you the very best.
Thank you.